The decree that shook the stars, the Galactic Council's chambers, was silent. Yet the tension filled every corner. A single holographic screen lit the room with the words that would echo through the galaxy. Earth must surrender. No negotiation. No delay. Across the stars, council members whispered, shaking their heads. Earth, they said, was a small, young planet, barely worth noticing. The humans had never challenged anyone in history. They had no fleets, no allies, no power that mattered. And yet, the decree had been issued. The galaxy watched with curiosity and amusement, waiting for Earth to bow. On Earth, the world seemed calm, almost oblivious. Cities bustled. People lived their lives, unaware of the message sent across light. Yet, deep underground and in hidden laboratories, scientists and engineers were awake, monitoring signals, running programs, preparing for something the rest of the galaxy could not imagine. The Council observer in orbit around Earth frowned. His sensors picked up strange energy spikes, tiny disturbances in the planet's magnetic field. It was unusual, but no one could guess what it meant. Rumors spread among the Council members. What was the human planet hiding? Was it a weapon, a trap, or some unknown danger? For 72 hours, there was no reply, not a single message, not a single word. The Council grew impatient, disbelief spreading among them. How could a primitive world ignore the greatest power in the galaxy? Finally, the Supreme Speaker slammed his gavel. Enough, he said. Earth will respond now, or face consequences. In the capital of Earth, a single computer terminal blinked, waiting, calculating, deciding. The humans were not silent because they feared. They were silent because they were ready. Because for centuries, they had prepared in secret, learning, building, understanding, waiting for the day the galaxy underestimated them. Back in the council chambers, the countdown began. 10, 9, 8. The galaxy held its breath, expecting Earth to crumble. The time ticked down, and then, with 1 second remaining, Earth's answer arrived. Simple, short, but more powerful than any weapon. The screen displayed, "We heard your decree. We decline." The room froze, whispers turning into panic. The galaxy had never seen a world refuse the council. Not ever. The laughter that had echoed earlier vanished, replaced by fear and confusion. Council members scrambled, trying to understand, trying to find a flaw in the message. There was none. Earth had spoken, and it meant what it said. Above Earth, satellites activated, strange lights flickering across the night sky. Council ships at the edges of the solar system detected energy barriers forming, invisible but impossible to ignore. Something was happening, something that none of the galaxy's greatest minds had predicted. The Supreme Speaker banged his fists. Prepare the fleet. Send the weapons. Show them our power. Yet even as he gave the orders, doubt spread. Even the mightiest fleets might not be enough. Earth was no longer a planet to control. It was a force to respect, to fear, and deep beneath the surface, hidden machines stirred. Ancient technology awakened. The humans were silent no longer. Their time had come, and the galaxy, which had mocked them for so long, was about to discover that the young planet was not weak, that it had a strength no one had ever imagined. The countdown ended, the fleets moved, and the first sparks of a challenge that would shake the stars ignited. Earth was ready, and the galaxy would never be the same. The awakening of Project Sentinel, the Council fleet, moved toward Earth with full confidence. Their massive engines burned bright in space, showing their power to every watching world. The galaxy believed the humans would finally bow, that Earth's brave refusal would only end in defeat. But the galaxy did not know what was happening beneath Earth's quiet surface. Far under the oceans, deep inside old mountain bunkers, and hidden within abandoned research stations, ancient machines were waking. The activation codes had been sent only minutes after Earth replied to the Council. For centuries, these machines had slept, silent and still, waiting for one moment. Now the moment had arrived, and Earth trembled as Project Sentinel came alive. Project Sentinel was not new. It was older than any human alive. It had started during humanity's darkest times, when Earth faced extinction from wars and disasters. Back then, a small group of scientists had created a secret defense system, a technology so advanced that the governments of the world refused to use it. They feared it. They buried it, locking it away until humanity was united enough to handle its power. That day had finally come. In a hidden control room, Dr. Elias Ward watched lines of code run across his screen. His hands shook, not from fear, but from the weight of history. Sentinel core stable, the computer said. Systems waking. Lights flickered around him as machines hummed back to life, sending energy waves across the planet, across the galaxy. Council sensors detected the sudden spike. Warnings flashed on every screen in their ships. Their commanders frowned, confused. Human tech was supposed to be simple, basic, predictable, but this signal was nothing like their records showed. It was powerful, controlled, and ancient. Inside an underground cavern, giant metallic structures rose from the earth, lifting dust and rocks with them. They glowed with blue light as they connected to an old energy grid. No human alive had ever seen such machines before. They didn't look like human creations at all. They looked older, sharper, alien, but somehow they responded perfectly to human commands. In the sky, Earth satellites changed position, their orbits shifting to form a protective pattern. To the Council ships watching from distance, the movement looked random at first, but then the pattern became clear. The satellites were forming a defense net, something no Council world had ever achieved. A message was sent across Earth's command centers. Sentinel is active, it said. All defensive protocols ready, all around the world. Leaders stared at the message with disbelief. Some feared the consequences, others prayed for safety. But one thing was clear to all of them. There was no turning back. The Council fleet slowed as it reached the solar boundary. They scanned again, trying to understand, trying to find a weakness. But instead they found something impossible. Hyperspace routes around Earth were blocked, not by ships, but by pure energy walls. The fleet could not jump closer. They had to travel slowly, giving Earth more time. The Council commander growled. Humans cannot do this, he said. They do not have this level of technology. Yet the evidence was right in front of him. Project Sentinel was already altering space itself. On Earth, Dr. Ward finally took a breath. The core was running, the system was stable, and Sentinel's true power was only beginning to show. We can hold, he whispered. For the first time in history, we can truly defend Earth. But deep underground, in the oldest part of the Sentinel complex, something else awakened. A hidden vault unlocked with a loud echo, revealing a massive chamber filled with symbols no human scientist could understand. A soft voice, not human and not machine, activated within the chamber. Humanity has chosen to stand. It said, the first phase begins. Earth was no longer simply resisting the Council. Earth was rising, and the galaxy felt the shift. They watched with fear, because something ancient was now fighting beside humanity. Something powerful, and something ready to change the future of every world in the stars. When the first fleet arrived, the Council's punishment fleet entered the solar system with bright engines and loud signals. Their arrival was meant to scare Earth, to show the galaxy that no one could refuse the Council. Thousands of worlds watched the broadcast, expecting humans to surrender the moment the first warship appeared. But nothing about this moment went the way the galaxy expected. As the fleet crossed the outer boundary, the first ship hit something invisible. A silent flash of blue light covered its hull, and then the ship vanished from sensors. 1 second it existed, the next second it was gone. No explosion, no damage, just gone. The fleet froze in shock. The commander shouted orders. Scan again, find the barrier. But their scanners showed only empty space. No wall, no field, nothing that looked dangerous. Yet another ship tried to move forward, and it too disappeared inside the hidden energy trap. The crew of the remaining ships whispered in fear. What kind of weapon is this? Humans cannot build this. But humans had built nothing. Project Sentinel had built it for them. The invisible gravity traps stretched around the solar system like a silent shield, trapping anything that entered without permission. It was elegant, quiet, and terrifying. Near Earth, a small black vessel appeared, barely the size of a fighter. Its hull absorbed light, making it look like a moving shadow. It drifted toward the Council fleet without fear, without weapons raised. The Council commander laughed when he saw it. A small human craft dares to approach us, he said. Destroy it, before they could fire. The small ship opened a communication channel. A calm human voice spoke. Turn back now. This is your only warning. The voice was not angry, not loud, simply steady, confident, certain. And that confidence frightened the Council more than any weapon. Fire, the commander ordered. But when the weapons activated, nothing happened. The warship's energy cannons flickered and shut down. The missiles refused to launch. The targeting systems rebooted again and again, unable to lock on to anything. It was as if something had taken control of their entire fleet. Then the small human ship moved closer. Its hull shifted like liquid metal, glowing with patterns the Council had never seen. A single beam of soft light shot from its side, touching the nearest Council cruiser. The cruiser did not explode. Instead, every system powered down at once. Lights, engines, life support, shields, all gone. The ship drifted silently in space, like a dead giant. The galaxy gasped. The humans had not attacked with force. They had disabled one of the strongest military ships in the galaxy without causing any damage. It was not war, it was demonstration. The commander growled in anger and fear. How are they doing this? They should not have this technology. His second-in-command whispered, "Commander, maybe they were never as weak as we believed." As the fleet panicked, Earth broadcast a message across all channels. The voice was different this time, deeper and colder. "Earth has no wish to harm you, but we will not surrender. Leave our system now." The Council fleet hesitated, no one willing to take another step forward. The traps, the disabled cruiser, the silent human ship that moved like a shadow, all of it created a fear the galaxy had never felt from humanity. Then, from deep space, more human ships appeared. They were not battleships, yet they seemed dangerous. Their shapes smooth and unfamiliar, their engines leaving trails of blue light. Project Sentinel had awakened Earth's hidden defenses, and now the humans stood between the Council and their home. The punishment fleet realized something terrible. They were not the hunters anymore. They had become the prey. The galaxy watched in silent horror, wondering what Earth would do next, wondering what other secrets the humans had been hiding. And far away, in the Council capital, the leaders whispered the question no one ever imagined they would ask. What if humanity is not a small power? What if humanity is something far greater? The hidden human history the galaxy believed humans were new to the stars, a young species, simple and inexperienced. But after the Council fleet's defeat, whispers began to spread across distant worlds. Whispers that humans might not be young at all, that their history was older, deeper, and far more dangerous than anyone knew on Earth. Dr. Elias Ward walked through the newly opened chamber beneath the Sentinel complex. The walls were covered in symbols that glowed with soft blue light. Symbols no human language expert could translate, yet somehow, the machines around him responded to every step he took, as if they recognized him, as if they remembered humanity. A voice echoed again inside the chamber, gentle yet unfamiliar. "Humanity has awakened the Sentinel Protocol," it said. "The ancient bond is restored." Dr. Ward's heart raced. He had studied Earth's early ruins for years, always believing there was more to the story of human evolution. Many old structures around the planet did not match human technology. Some looked like they came from somewhere else, but no one ever proved it. Now, as he stood inside the glowing chamber, he felt the truth rising in front of him. Back on the Council homeworld, leaders argued. Some believed humans had stolen this technology. Others insisted humans had never been capable of creating such power. But the oldest Council historian spoke a quiet truth. There were rumors, he said, old legends from long before the Council was formed. Stories about a race that traveled the stars, not to conquer, but to guide young civilizations. He looked at the growing hologram of Earth and whispered, "What if the humans are their descendants?" Meanwhile, on Earth, more vaults opened, revealing ancient artifacts sealed for thousands of years. Human scientists were stunned. The artifacts responded to human touch, glowing brighter when humans approached. Some even changed shape, adapting to human hands and movements. It was not coincidence, it was legacy. Dr. Ward activated a holographic console, and an image appeared. It showed star maps from long before humanity recorded its first history. It showed Earth marked with a symbol of great importance, as if it was chosen, protected, or perhaps abandoned for a future moment. The voice in the chamber continued. "Humanity was once part of the great cycle," it said. "When the ancient race fell, their knowledge was hidden on your world, waiting for the day when humans would stand united." Dr. Ward felt his breath catch. "We are not the first," he whispered. "We are the return." Across the galaxy, other species watched Earth with both curiosity and hope. Many races had suffered under the Council's rule for centuries, forced to obey strict laws and heavy controls. Now, seeing humans rise, they felt something new, something dangerous to the Council. They felt hope. A small reptilian species on the world of Kavra sent a secret message to Earth. "If you stand against the Council," they said, "we will support you, soon." More messages followed, silent calls for alliance, for freedom, for change. The council grew desperate. Fear turned into anger, and anger turned into mistakes. They prepared their greatest fleet, the Galaxy Hammer, believing brute force would crush Earth before the truth spread. But the truth had already taken root. Earth was no longer seen as a weak planet. It was seen as a symbol, a spark, a return of something ancient that the galaxy had forgotten. Humanity was not rising alone. Every oppressed world watched Earth with wide eyes, waiting for a sign, waiting to see if the old legends were real. And in the heart of the Sentinel chamber, Dr. Ward placed his hand on an ancient console. The machine recognized him instantly. Lights exploded across the walls, revealing one final message from the past. Humanity carries the final key, the voice said, and the galaxy will soon remember. The truth was out. Humanity was not just resisting the Council. Humanity was fulfilling a history the stars had long forgotten. The final stand and the message to the galaxy. The Galaxy Hammer fleet moved through space like a dark storm. Thousands of ships, armed with the strongest weapons ever built by the Council. Their engines shook the void, their shadows stretching across distant stars. This was not a warning fleet. This was not a punishment force. This was the fleet meant to end Earth forever. On Earth, Project Sentinel pulsed with bright energy. The hidden machines beneath the ground hummed louder, preparing for the impact of the greatest armada the galaxy had ever seen. Human leaders gathered in the command room, their faces tense but determined. They knew the Council was coming with everything they had, but humans had something the Council did not. They had unity, they had purpose, and they had something ancient now standing beside them. Dr. Elias Ward stood inside the Sentinel chamber, watching symbols glow across the walls like living light. Phase 3 activated, the voice announced. Final defense configuration ready. Earth's sky filled with new structures rising from the oceans and mountains. Towers of blue metal formed shield grids, while silent drones lifted into orbit without needing pilots. Humans watched from their cities in awe, feeling fear and pride at the same time. The Council fleet reached the solar system and halted. Their sensors screamed warnings as they detected layers upon layers of unknown technology. Humanity has become a threat, the commander said. We end this now. The fleet prepared its first strike. Thousands of weapons charging to fire at Earth. Then Earth spoke. A single voice broadcast across every channel. Calm and steady. Council fleet, you are entering protected space. Stand down and return to your territory. The Council commander laughed. You do not command us, he said. We are the law of the galaxy. He fired. A massive beam shot toward Earth, bright and deadly. But before it reached the atmosphere, the beam bent like water hitting an invisible wall. It curved upward, swirling before vanishing into the darkness of space. The Council fleet stared in shock. Earth's shield grid had not blocked the shot. It had controlled it. Project Sentinel responded. A wave of blue light spread across the solar system, washing over every ship in the Galaxy Hammer fleet. Engines flickered, shields burst into sparks, weapon systems powered down one by one. The Council commander shouted in panic, "Regain control," but nothing responded. Then, the human ships appeared, hundreds of smooth, glowing vessels, moving in perfect silence. They surrounded the Council fleet, without firing a single weapon. Their presence alone felt like a warning older than the Council itself. Earth sent its final message. We do not wish to destroy you, the voice said, but we will never kneel. Your rule ends today. The Council fleet, helpless and drifting, realized the truth. They had not come to defeat a weak world. They had come to face a civilization that was awakening, a civilization that carried the legacy of an ancient power. Across the galaxy, oppressed worlds saw the broadcast. Hope sparked like fire. Races long controlled by the Council rose in protest. Some broke free, some rebelled openly, and all of them looked toward Earth as their symbol. In the Council capital, chaos spread. Leaders argued, soldiers refused orders, planets declared independence. Humanity had not just protected itself. Humanity had changed the galaxy. Back in the Sentinel chamber, the ancient voice spoke again. The signal is sent, it said. The Guardians will return. Dr. Ward stared at the holographic star map as one distant point lit up. Something far away had heard Earth's call. Something old, powerful, and connected to humanity's forgotten past. Earth stood victorious, but the real story was only beginning.